so welcome to another Wargame review from theplayersaid.com. My name's Alexander.
And I'm Grant.
And today we are joined with, by Joe McLaughlin.
Yep.
And we're joined by John C. And
all the way from the Philippines.
Yes, and all the way from 3 hours away. So we're here at WBC 2019, and as you can see, we just played the latest coin game, which is Volume 9. It's Gandhi, and it's designed by Bruce Mansfield. This is new, hot off the press, just came out about a month, 6 weeks ago. Been itching to play it, finally got it played. So what we'll do is we'll just share kind of some first initial thoughts. It's kind of loud here, so we'll do a real review later where we kind of show all the bits and pieces. But we played the short campaign, and the British Raj won, and we'll get into that here in a bit. It has non-violent factions who kind of work together a little bit. But it's a big change in your thinking with regards to coin games. So I'm going to hand it over to Grunt. What was kind of your first thoughts on this
Well,
one?
I think you already said it, that paradigm shift of the thinking with the non-violent. For instance, my faction, the Muslim League, didn't even have resources. The resources were my people. So it was, when I pass, I get an activist. Very interesting mechanic, and I came in second, I think, right?
Yes, you did.
And I really, one more card, and I think I could have taken it, but very interesting because it's different. I'm trying to set up Muslim states. I'm trying to affect opposition, and that's it.
Yep.
There's really nothing else that I'm really worried about. I need to worry about you because you got out of control a little bit. And I even pointed out, he's getting out of control a little bit. Very interesting, and I see some opportunities for us also to work together somewhat, but not, you know. I don't know, overall, I enjoyed playing this while the confusion of trying to think differently took a little time. I think we all had that trouble, right?
It's new.
It's new, first time we've played it. I enjoyed it. I actually had a really good time.
It was fascinating playing as, I played as Gandhi, it's the Indian National Congress. Gandhi is a big giant piece on the board, which is very cool. But I'm so used to playing these games, and here's my, I'm gonna do an assassinate or an assault or like a ambush. You just don't have that. I don't have a way really to remove enemy pieces in any kind of large numbers. So I'm going through cycling my own pieces, rescuing them from jail, getting guys out and causing kind of civil unrest, and it's just a different way of going about doing it.
That jailbreak concept is really interesting.
It's very
I know
fun.
It's not jailbreak, but you literally roll a d6, and that's how many pieces get removed. The one time you rolled a 5, there were 6 pieces. You left my piece in jail.
Yes.
Because we were contesting over an area.
Yes.
And you're like, I want some more pieces to contest with Grant. So that was a fascinating concept.
Now, John, he played as the revolutionaries, which are kind of a small guerrilla faction. I felt like they were very coin in the sense that they had guerrillas face down, trying to build some bases. They are doing the more violent actions. How was it like playing them in a game where half the people were trying to be non-violent?
What I was trying to do was trying to really bring more chaos into the game by creating unrest. And also there's this matrix here, I don't know if you can see it, but it's supposed to be a chart that charts unity and restraint. Unity is supposed to be a measure of how the Hindu and the Muslim factions got along together, and restraint is a measure of how violent things are in general. Mm-hmm. So what I really wanted to do as the violent player is to bring down restraint and unity to minimum, to the point where it becomes a crisis. And then when things come to a crisis, I get some really neat bumps. Mm-hmm. And it never happened. Came close a couple of times. It never quite happened.
Well, it was funny. We would like play cards, and you'd be like, "Who pushed that up?"
I know, and I was like, "Hey, I was working on that."
And as the British Raj, I feel like this is a more traditional government-style faction, spending resources. Got a couple of different types of units, trying to just quell the storm and subdue the population. How did you feel that was with regards to the new factions and how that worked?
Yeah, it absolutely felt like the more traditional coin roll. I say one thing, other coin games, you might feel like you get multiple people rally against one. In this game, it feels like 3 versus 1. I feel like I'm fighting all of you.
It's true.
But I also feel like there's a resource deficit between you 3 versus me. I have so much more I can spend, so much ability to project my force around the board that 3 versus 1 doesn't feel
Overwhelming.
Oh yeah, overwhelming. I feel like I'm easily able to take you all on. It's nice the way that the rebel player kind of brings balance to the non-violent players, because I'm constantly trying to squash his violence while you pesky rebels are on the side with your little protests. So it's like, I want to kill him because he can kill me, but that's going to detract from me slowing you guys down.
I think what happened also was that the way the non-violent factions work most effectively is so counterintuitive to how we play coin.
Yeah.
Because for them to be most effective, they have to be active.
Yes.
Right? They have to be
want to
flipped
be
out.
uncovered.
They have to be uncovered. And unfortunately, that of course uncovers them to the Raj, which can arrest and put them in jail. But unfortunately, I think what happened here was, and of course you can disagree, that since you had so many forces, really, if you were to reveal more of your...
He would have had no control.
He would have had no control. He wouldn't even come close to winning. So I think that's really counterintuitive to the way we play.
The other thing that's interesting about that, another thing we're trying to do as the non-violence, is to affect his economy by controlling the railways. So it was very interesting. Every time we flipped up guys to do protests, we would then move them onto the railways because that protected them. It was that old paradigm of, I got to protect my uncovered remotes.
Right.
So while that economy, we got to sacrifice that, because how many did we have him down that first round? 9?
Yes, and then we were in place to get him down like 20 odd.
It would have been huge, but that is something I think you're right, absolutely right, because look at all these uncovered guys.
Right, if you look here.
I could have been doing some other things that maybe I wasn't doing.
Yeah, I think we all could have been,
Yeah.
I was trying.
Yeah, right. I think we all were trying. But overall, I like the new elements, the non-violent factions. I think the Muslim countries and states are very interesting. That's just a very different concept. It almost feels like Labyrinth when a caliphate gets set up, and it's like it's just so different. What's that called? I'm trying to think.
Regime change.
The regime change.
You do the big jihad.
It's just a different concept, kind of like that. We haven't seen that in other coin games.
What was fun about this is that the British Raj has some really tough choices when they're facing enemies, and they can kill them, or they can arrest them.
Yeah.
Problem is, if they arrest them all, they're off map in this little jail box, but at the end of each kind of round, it's called a campaign card, he's got to pay for those guys. He's got to feed the guys in jail. So
Ridiculous.
he cleans off all the LOCs, the railways, LOCs, and that saves his economy, but he's still got to take a hit to his economy.
Take a hit of
keeping those. So
6
there's
to
a lot
8
of
or something.
tough choices, and I feel for you in that. There was some hard things you had to do there.
Yeah.
What were you guys' thought? Because I felt like all the action was here, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's because the population numbers.
Population,
up here were high.
A lot of people live up here.
2, 2, 2, 2, 2.
It's just so fast. Look at how much control he gained in the South because we weren't
as active.
I think a lot of that was my bad. I
You
think
think?
me as Gandhi, I'm supposed to be down here doing
Spread
some
out a little
stuff
bit.
because this is your main focus is the Muslim League.
Because I'm not going to be worried about putting opposition in these areas because that only helps you. It hurts
Exactly.
him. So I'm going to focus on putting opposition in the green areas.
And I was in end effect because you were in victory point range. I was trying to stop you more than stop him, and it got out of
and it
hand.
backfired. Yeah. Well, I could see it about a round earlier. I'm like,
Yeah, it was
we
bad.
We in trouble.
I just didn't have any guys. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh. But all in
Also,
all,
it's beautiful. What a beautiful game.
It is very
I
well.
love the board layout, the colors, very appealing to the eye palette. Just really
The Gandhi
pretty.
piece is very nice too.
this is cool.
And explain what the Gandhi guy does. You played him. What
So he basically allows you to do any of your actions where he is.
okay. So you can't do a rally unless Gandhi's in
I can
the
do a
space.
rally in a lot of places,
Okay.
but I can also do it where he is. He gives me
so
a lot
it's
of
a bonus.
And he's the only one. He can do things like he has some special actions and activities that you can do with like negotiations and I'm going to say it wrong. The Satyagraha, that's you can move him and he can go around and kind of give a speech and meet leaders and he just removes the unrest. Because he doesn't want it to be chaos, he wants it to be like organized civil disobedience.
You want the unrest.
And he's like, smash buildings and burn the government.
Right, hence he's my enemy. Right, correct.
And getting unrest for you is a little difficult because you got to spread out to do that.
That's true.
Now there were some events that just said put an unrest in but you'll notice what I did. I put them in here because it was like that benefited me the most at the time.
It hurt me the most and helped me the least by stacking the unrest in one place.
Yeah.
The protest was nice. I thought like a nice variance in that it's like a mousetrap you guys have. If I have a huge cluster of troops somewhere, you put a protest there, I'm jammed up. My troops are so focused on pulling out a protest, I can't move them anywhere.
Yeah.
It's a nice little way to sink your teeth into me.
All in all, I had a blast playing this, and it was great to meet you guys as well.
Yeah, it was a pleasure meeting you as well.
This wasn't super complex to learn. Now, we're all coin veterans, so that helps. But if you played other coins, there's some strategic learning that needs to go on, but
I think that's typical of
mechanically
coin.
speaking, you've got some similar stuff.
Yeah. And then of course the strategy for one faction is totally different from another, which you know adds to the replayability of the game, because then you could play the different factions. It's a totally different thing to learn. It can be also very frustrating because you're trying to learn how to play a faction well.
But yeah, thanks very much for sitting down with us. Had a great time with this one.
Thank you for having us.
Check this out. We'll do a more formal review and kind of show you.
We would like to also play another time or two and try to get a little better understanding of it. But definitely a neat game, I think.
Very fun.
Thank you very much for watching. We've been theplayers8.com. Thanks to Joe. Thanks to John for sitting down and playing with us.